People who, in many instances, have absolutely no clue what they are doing. The Marxists, the anarchists, the looters.
All right.
It's episode 126. It's terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day.
To say the least.
Thanks to everyone who held on for whatever. I don't know. I probably didn't upload for like a month because we went on a break and then we recorded and then I went on like an uploading break. It'll go from like one. Yeah. We're going to go from like one episode to like the next. And it's like I have like a beard, you know. Hey, next episode. How's it going?
Finally,
yeah, just using. All right, you know.
This is lit.
Okay, yeah, my hair is 9 inches longer, but I've just completely changed.
He is cold, hollow, and violent.
But no, but it's
that'd
still
be a change.
Yes, but it's the same podcast, even though we are now in Trump's America. And I'm sure we'll have something to say about that Dateline Inauguration Day. So we'll see when I upload this. But no matter what, no matter what America or which America, no matter in which America we live. I don't know. Something.
Headstrong, stubborn, quibbling, self-centered, vindictive, obnoxious, hormonal, sexually preoccupied, evil, thieving, cross-dressing jerks.
That worked, right? That was good.
Sure.
Right back. Like nothing
like a
happened.
well-oiled machine.
Yeah. Lubricated. So, yeah, we just jumped back in because we were already complaining, one, about... I was complaining about life. I was being like really personal, outpouring, and you're like, you know what? Save it for the podcast. And I was like, I don't want to talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah,
You're like,
maybe there's someone out there
hit
that
record,
wants to hear
monkey.
this shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe you put it out there on the internet and someone will actually respond. You know, because I got things to do. But
you're not getting that from me. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
It's my New Year's resolution.
Yeah. Listen less. But I'm going to be listenless. No. But I mean, it's
more
just
like listless, am I right? Just laying in bed depressed.
Yeah, that's how my January has been. And then it all culminated on just a stupid fucking just another inauguration day on MLK Day, for one thing.
Yes.
You know, who should be should be the example of American exceptionalism, innovation, progressivism, should be like the type of person that, like, for example, the Democratic Party would look to for ideals, ideology, not just like, not the only person, but it's like he isn't at all, honestly. But I think should be a towering figure in progressive or, anything left of center politics in America. And certainly just is not, is a completely whitewashed figure. And to have just, everything metaphorically completely stomped and shat on today by some 2-bit, okay, I won't say everything, but by having some weirdo cringe billionaire giving the Roman salute twice at Trump's dumbass inauguration that they held indoors, for one thing, right? Didn't they do it indoors?
That's what Seth Meyers was like. This is going to be my segment. Do I have to explain the metaphor to you where his supporters literally left out in the freezing cold, where they paid these tickets, they traveled to be there. It's 25 degrees. That's cold. And with wind chill, shit can be cold, but wear a fucking hat. Like, people came, and then you're like literally cozied up inside out of the cold weather with a row of billionaires there. And is that Kristi Noem? Let's also body shame her fucking face with all her work that she's had done. Is that who that is?
Oh.
I was like, who is this person?
Oh, I don't know. I honestly, I didn't even watch a lot of it. I just had Hassan playing in the background most of the day. I kind of steered away from it because I kept getting sucked into Twitter, just standing on my phone, just in between doing
like standing,
one thing and another.
Like with it under your feet?
Standing on my phone, if only. No, just standing in the middle of a room, just on my phone. I'm just like, I gotta stop, you know? Shout out to Danae for breaking the monotony of my day today, and getting me to do something. You know, so I started working on podcasts, hit the gym, watch some R.M. Brown.
Nice.
Shout out to our Lord and Savior. Let's see, where's R.M. Brown? I think he's right here.
We hate all the Muslims because all of the Muslims are terrorists. We gotta hate the Muslims.
Oh, wait.
Not good.
That's not it. But, yeah, R.M. Brown, a message to all Muslims in America.
Owned. Consider yourself owned, because you are.
Yeah, he's a huge Trump supporter.
God.
No, but yeah, just reading, like, immediately, you know, it's like, well, here's all the day one stuff, you know, border issues, you know, military action on the border, trying to end birthright citizenship is like day one agenda stuff, which is crazy, in my opinion. That's nuts. Like, that's not like some possibility that people in the White House are talking about that you try to convince MAGA cult morons about. It's like, no, it's like day one stuff that they're talking about, which is crazy. Like, there's so much wrong, of course, about an incoming Trump presidency. But, like, that's the one that's really stuck with me the whole time, is this immigration policy, and what it can be used for and what it could look like if actually implemented. It's so scary to me. Like, it's so gross. Like, and anyone, I mean, it was just a great way of describing it. I mean, it's very just internet. Oh, I just got a message. Shout out to Clueless Ron. Thank you. But was a great thing from Spregogi, however it's pronounced, because we have shouted him out on the podcast before. But just saying, like, you know what? Just like how we say, you know, trans rights are human rights. Okay, here it is. Trans rights are human rights. Immigrant rights are human rights. If you disagree, block me. I don't want your hateful ass as mutual. You disgust me. Like, end of story. Like, it's just like, I don't understand how you can see things differently at all. Like, if you're claiming to be any sort of liberal, or anything left of that. Like, because these so-called centrist liberals and stuff like that, well, we still have to be strong on the border. Fuck off. Like, I don't even want to work with you anymore. Like, after what we just went through with your sorry ass literally losing this election. Like, and take fucking responsibility and think about what you've done. Go sit in the fucking corner. You're just like them. Like, and they are, let's say it again.
No.
Disgusting.
They're not just like them. The Democrats wish they were like them so they could win a fucking election.
Oh, yeah.
Because you know what?
No,
you know
I mean,
what I'm so
on
mad
this
about?
immigration front, at least.
Sure, but, and, yeah, because they don't care about that stuff because they're not progressive. And it's like, what the fuck are they good for? They don't even have the decency to lie to us to win elections like the Republicans get. Like, at least you give us, what do we get from them? What do they want? Who are they? And why are we're forced to be under their tent because the other one is full of Nazis.
And they get to shame us if we step out of the tent at all, because any time that you spend in the tent is just filled with disgusting shit like that. With people that don't agree with your proposals in any way whatsoever, that fundamentally disagree with your values, really. A lot of any sort of like centrist liberal, like in like the Democratic Party, they're right wingers. Like so much of this like pandering to the right, trying to get like any sort of these Republican and centrist votes and stuff, like it was provably wrong. Much? It's like, and how do you think you're going to build a coalition with us progressives or whoever you're trying to do it with and blame us for not wanting to work with you when you're working with them? Like literally, like this isn't about compromise anymore. You called them fascists. They're the fucking enemy. Like if you're talking about these politicians and the inner workings of this party and the way that they're going to implement policies, this isn't about like just like, you know, being graceful to your dumbass neighbor that's been propagandized to. Those people that work in Congress and stuff like that, these people that are trying to implement these policies are the fucking enemy. Like they're not good people. Like maybe they can be changed. That's not what we're working with here. Okay? They need to be taken out of the picture politically. Okay? They need to not be who
I
you're
see what you're
against.
saying. Okay. All right. I'm picking up with your
They need to be replaced by a progressive that you can work with. You're so convinced that the progressives have to work with you while you're palling around with, like, while you're trying to make friends with the bully, you know? And the bully is not friends with you. And you're so deluded into thinking that if you just keep tailing around with him, it's going to work. And you keep trying to drag us along with you and say, well, why won't you just come along? It's like, you know what? They beat us up too when we hang out with you guys. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why don't we hang out together? All right? We don't want to be with the bully.
Why? You know why? Because...
God.
You're right, because the Democrats are cowards like that. Because they're cowards. Because it's like,
Sniveling.
You know what? Just also say it with your fucking chest. You don't want brown people in this country, Democrats.
Yeah, some of them.
Otherwise, you wouldn't just go along with this. You got to reckon with that at some point, that it's like, yeah, what you're following is supposedly against all of these things that you're saying, but you keep doing it, so it must not bother you that much, you know? So you must be okay with it. So just be okay with being a piece of shit. The Republicans sure are. They don't care about all of these moral things. It's like, whatever. They're just going to do it because they can. So just go to your winning side or whatever. But that's exactly, Umberto went to a thing today, Martin Luther King Day rally, and like there was like classes you could take and whatever, just like civil engagement, whatever. And was saying like, man, like all these leftist organizations, it'd be nice if they could like work together and pool their resources. And I'm like, yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? If there was like a party, like a much broader, much better supported party where people with all these, they're talking about the environment, they're talking about civil rights, they're talking about trans rights. They all want the
same thing.
And all of them, they all do. And they are just having to focus in on these little things. And they could be got together in such a big voting block of a tent, you know, if we had like some sort of party leadership to be like putting all of these resources into with
was left wing.
They don't want those things. Yeah, they don't want the same things we do. We're talking rent control, you know, we're talking about these progressive ideas. They don't want that. So many Americans, because so many Americans that want this live in the cities where all the fucking people live, you know, like,
well, it's just
we have nowhere to go.
They don't want those things. Because at the end of the day, and you know, some of it comes down to racism and stuff like that, and that's, you know, a lot of that goes to the voters and stuff. But when it comes to the Democratic Party, it's because, you know, it's things that takes money away from moneyed interests. It takes money away from rich people. It's a bunch of fucking rich people in the Democratic Party. Very rich people. Like,
they're like, I don't hate brown people. I just like money more than I care about brown people.
Exactly.
That's what it is. And you know who's like that? And you know who says it with their chest? The administration that has a bunch of billionaires on their staff.
Yeah.
At least, you know what? I can respect them more than those goddamn Democrats because they just do it. They're just like fucking doing it.
Yeah.
They're not like subversive. They're not like, you know, like dancing around it. They're just like, yeah, no, we're capitalists. And like, we're going to surround ourselves like, just like, oh yeah, money, the economy, all of that. That's like number one, you know?
Yeah.
Like they're just like...
It's like Will Stancil
they're
versus
there for it.
like, versus like David Duke. I don't know if anyone who's out on the internet with these people. It's like, you know, you're going to use charts to explain why it's actually better to not have these brown immigrants in your neighborhood. Or you're going to just say, it's because I don't want them here. You know, and it's like, it's like either way, the outcome and probably the motivation really is the same. But, one is way more feckless, and both of them are wrong. And it's like, yeah, it's kind of that thing. It's like, you know what? You just ask a nerd. It's like, who do you respect more for being all evil? It's like, you know, some random like Admiral Piet from The Empire Strikes Back, or the fucking Emperor, who's just like straight up evil. He's like so evil. He's like, yeah, I'm evil. Like he's wearing like a robe and his eyes are like glowing underneath it. He's like, cackling. Shoots lightning from
electricity.
his fingertips. Yeah. And you know what? Even though
the left maximizes evil,
but you know, the Democrats won't use it for their control. We run around just screaming.
You think that...
I love Karl Marx.
And you know what's so fucking annoying?
Lots of stuff.
Is like, oh man, children are our future. Yeah, of course. Duh. And so like, how do we get the youth vote? It's like always been the question. It's like, be more progressive. That's like always the fucking answer.
Don't ban TikTok.
You know what? And you know, maybe like that's what like you're supposed to be doing with these rules. This isn't for you. What you guys are doing is for the future.
Yeah.
And like they're just
for progress. You know?
Both of our parties are fucking conservative. God damn it.
Or at least right wing.
They are just like they're not progressive. They're capitalist, and that's not like progressive. That's like short-sighted and selfish. You know what youth want? You know why young people are so amazing to be around and also annoying is this passion and righteousness they feel because they're just like learning things and like all this thing of like justice and
ideals.
God, we just
idealism.
Yes. Like, that's a good thing. Like, what they're saying are things that you should want for them, too. Yeah. Exactly. That's what it is. That's like the attitude towards the Democratic Party. I just don't even blame those 15 million people for not showing up. I mean, I feel like it would be nice to be working with the Democrats instead of obviously Trump because they don't say it with their chest. You know, we're not going to hear the N-word, anytime soon from these Democrats. But man, it is right around the corner for some of these Republicans. Just like,
sure,
you know, like, I mean, just like really like the violence and those kinds of things that are like very immediate, seem like I don't want people to have to go through this. And like the mass deportations and stuff is like, that would have been really nice to be avoided, you know, for all these people having to like live in this fear of whatever's going to happen. DACA, you know, I could say that the Democrats weren't going to make that a priority for sure. So and they would maybe be doing stuff on the border, mass deportations, that kind of stuff was not really on the table too much, I think, for the Democrats.
No,
and
it's just status quo.
Yeah, it's really and I'm not.
It's a bummer.
And he's just so fucking stupid and weird. The Gulf of America? Why?
We need Greenland.
You're going to change the name of something? It's like it's such stupid racism. It's so laughable and weird and just like, why did you think of that? The Gulf of Mexico? Well, it actually, Louisiana's on there and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I hate that it says Mexico more than once on the map. You know, really. I just can't stand it.
You know what? We're also going to change New Mexico.
Yeah, too many Mexicos around here.
East Arizona. But
I just.
But I mean, even Democrats, Senate voted 61-35 to break the filibuster on the Laken-Riley Act. With the help of 10 Democrats, the bill directing the detention of migrants without due process advances. I mean, they just let...
that was in the House.
In the Senate. 10 Democrats voted for that. And it's like, it's like...
You know what?
It's just, they don't like... They need to be border hawks. They suddenly, in the last couple months...
who the fuck are those 10 Democrats? How are you a Democrat? What the fuck makes you a Democrat? Honestly, like genuinely, who are the Democrats? What is the difference between these parties? What is the difference between these parties? Like, it's genuinely, like what do either of them do for the environment? Republicans, they say, I fucking hate the environment.
Yeah.
And Democrats say, we're the party for the environment. And what have they done? What do they do? They ever get anything done? What is their party platform? Because what they're doing is not shit.
Yeah.
Besides letting corporations get more power, letting billionaires get richer, letting us get poorer. Because that's what's happened, regardless of what they say they stand for. I mean, I really am like having like a crisis. Like, who are they? What is their party platform?
Yeah.
It's like, so they're just like riding on the coattails of like, you know what?
We're the other
they
guys.
Just know it's so. We're the other guys. Those are Nazis over there. You're not going to vote for Nazis. Come on.
Hey,
we have like
we're just not going to fucking vote. How do you not learn this? And then you're going to blame the people that stayed home. Be like, see? Look what happens. Should have voted for Kamala. How many times did I see that today on Twitter? And it's like, maybe Kamala should have tried to fucking win an election, a very winnable election. And I'm not going to, it's like, how many times I got dragged back into relitigating the 2024 election. But it's just like, I can't believe that you still don't see it, that you still can't see it. There's like, the studies are already out. How much the Gaza issue affected a huge swaths of voters left of center that would have changed their votes. Like, it is crazy how Michigan swung. Dearborn, Michigan, she was obliterated compared to 2020 for Biden. Obliterated. Like, all of these things. Like, and it's like, learn something, please. But anyway, no, I don't want to relitigate again.
I feel like you can hold in your head two things where it's like, do I personally think the lesser of two evils was voting for Kamala rather than like staying home or whatever? I do think that.
Sure.
Does that matter really? Whatever. People can do, hey, it's moral relativity. We all there's like not a right answer on that. But it's like, for sure, regardless of that, it's like the Democrats can learn something. They can't blame everything on people not voting. It's like, there is something that you guys can learn, right?
So
if you're just going to blame it on the
vote.
Voters, you know what you're not? You know what you're not? You're not fucking leaders. You know where the buck stops? With you, motherfuckers.
Yes.
You're the one in the leadership position. You govern, literally, our motherfucking lives, and you don't want to take any responsibility?
Yeah. Let alone take
You're
responsibility
the boss around here?
for a campaign
Fuck
that you
you.
lost
Ugh.
when you lost an election. And it's like, well, it was your campaign. Like, what do you mean you're not taking responsibility? That's what drives me crazy. It's like, but... Oh, I just saw, because I was going through my bookmarks and I saw that one. That was another thing. Also, of course, Bernie Sanders did point out, like you said, the three wealthiest men in America sat behind Trump at his inauguration. Bezos, Zuckerberg, Elon Musk. Everyone understands that the billionaire class now controls our government. We must fight back. But also, I forgot that I bookmarked this. Speaking of MLK Day, Alabama and Mississippi, did you see that? Will also honor Robert E. Lee on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I saw someone tweet here, imagine if the states celebrated Osama bin Laden on 9/11. It's like, what the fuck? Like, why? Why are you so...
And like,
what?
Like, why? Why are they such trolls? Why are they such fucking trolls on the right wing? Like, they really, because you're right. They're bullies. They're so mean. They're so mean to us. They just like to make us cry.
And this reply here, that's a bad comparison. Although I do think it's weird that they do this. It's not something new. It's been that way for a long time. Not sure why the AP is making it seem as if it's something new. And someone's like, wow, yeah, it's been white supremacy for a long time. It's like, what the fuck?
And that's a great comparison, actually, because Robert E. Lee was a fucking traitor to the United States. I don't know if you motherfuckers know that.
Yeah.
That he killed a whole lot more people than Osama bin Laden. That's for sure. Golly. I don't think Osama bin Laden made brothers take up arms against each other, He didn't have people stab each other, and brothers and cousins and people who grew up from, and they're like, I can't support slavery, and I do support slavery, and now you're shooting your friend from, kindergarten because it's like we're on the other side of this ideological, because
Americans.
You're a fucking traitor.
Traitor to the Union and killed Americans for the right to own people. Like, okay.
Yeah, so.
Let's honor that guy. But, yeah, and, of course, I mean, three replies down, of course, who someone compares this to very stupidly.
Yes.
In terms of, traitors.
Hitler, you mean?
Huh?
Is this, traitors?
I said, well, you haven't seen people waving terrorist flags all over the past year? Celebrating terrorists?
Oh, God.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah, of course. I mean, duh.
They're like, well, for one thing, the state certainly isn't supporting that directly. They don't like it. Not like Alabama and Mississippi directly celebrating Robert E. Lee. But anyway, oh my God.
What a stupid
someone's like, well, they could have picked another day.
This is.
October 12th, for instance, his death day. Plus, it's October, the perfect month for wearing their white hoods. January 20th seems deliberately chosen to collide with MLK Day.
Duh.
God.
It's like, and what are you going to have? Is this a federal holiday you're choosing? It could be literally any time. You're not having like time off. You don't have to add it to the schedule. It's just like a day. So make it something meaningful. And the only meaningful thing about that day is that it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Well, I think that it's probably just the 20th each year. And so then this year but why would it be January 20th? Why would they do that? That's Inauguration Day every 4 years too.
It's the third Monday of of January.
What?
Martin Luther King Jr. Day?
No, I'm talking about this. I'm talking about the Robert E. Lee Day. But it's like, why would it be January 20th?
Inauguration Day?
Every 4 years, it's going to be Inauguration Day? Well, I mean, and actually, it
is.
Yeah. Okay.
At least every 8 years, I guess. But
it's funny. I opened this even because I was thinking about it like 3 tangents ago or something. With like the.
But why would you have a Robert E. Lee Day, anyways? To begin with, doesn't matter the day.
Huh?
Why would you have one?
Yeah,
why would you have a Robert E. Lee Day? I mean, like from any day of the month of the year, or whatever. It's like no.
Yeah, let alone like, I mean, it's one thing, there was like schools named after him and stuff like that, and a lot of those changed and stuff, but like to have a like state like recognized day on the calendar is nuts. It's so weird. But
they did it on purpose.
I knew that I had one in here just from today, because we were talking about how upfront like the far right is about like, the racism or something. But then maybe these like right-wing liberals are like are just cowards about it. It's like, well, you're going to hear like the current people say the N-word. It's like, you just might not hear the Democrats say it. They're just going to, I don't know, let it be written into law fecklessly or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And it just reminded me of, it's like, so of course today, for whatever reason, we saw Elon Musk just give the Roman salute and just like do a Sig Heil, like on stage at Inauguration twice, like for whatever fucking reason, because he's a Nazi. And it's like, and it's funny because
the reason.
Yeah. And it's like, weird, because us on the left, we've been calling him a Nazi for a while. And everyone says you're overreacting. It's like, no, he says fascist stuff. He boosts fascist people. He likes fascist things, and he retweets like Nazis. Like, I mean, okay, whatever. And now, so he does this, and the New York Times. So it's like, there's the straightforward thing on the right. These centrists, the New York Times headline, Elon Musk ignites online speculation over the meaning of a hand gesture. The fuck is wrong with you? That's the same, like, just this kind of weird, like trying to be, like, milquetoast center, like, objective or something. It's like, when you're trying that hard to, like, trying that hard to be, like, middle of the road, that you're obscuring the truth of the story. Like, you're just retelling it in a different way when you're trying to be in the middle that hard. Like, it's stupid. Like, it's almost, it just seems so analogous to what we were talking about to me. Like that, like what happened, and then the New York Times, like, yeah, well, I don't know, it's kind of crazy. People are really arguing about that hand gesture.
It feels like it makes everything like an opinion, which is like, okay,
yeah, it's just
so
like,
sure, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I kind of thought that there were some like things we'd come to, like conclusions we'd come to, like as a society, that like the Nazis were bad. That's what the salute looked like. It's okay to think that they're bad and everything like that. And they kind of have like no place in our society at all. There are some here, and they can have healthcare, whatever. But like that sucks. That ideology is like really not cool, not good. And it's okay to say, yeah, like it's disgusting, and you know that's like not being
and probably illegal,
like not like biased. That's just like saying what I thought anyways. As a society, like the whole reason World War II
point of view
like was a thing was because like we all decided, you know what, that guy over there, Hitler, what he's doing, that's not okay with us. Like fascism,
we fought a war
and all
over
of that,
as a matter of fact.
Yeah, like we decided that's like not good. That's not, those are not good, like the values that we live by. And to call it disgusting,
I thought we all agreed the Nazis
head bonk to individuals,
and we all were on the same page about that.
HBIs. Yeah, but now it's like you have to be just like, well, you know, like it's like an opinion that I don't know, the way that they're putting it, it's like you can't just say things are bad because some people don't think they are. Well, yeah, that's Hitler.
Yeah, they're bad
people.
Thought
what he was doing, that's a bad thing that they're doing, and that's okay that we can see that. And if they can't see that, that fucking sucks for them, you know? They're the bad guys. They're the bad guys in our here. And you know what? Sorry.
And it's like, you know what?
I don't know what you want me to say.
And,
they don't have a valid perspective that you need to respect.
And to bring
They're Nazis.
And to bring that around, to bring that full circle, you know, you say, we all kind of agree that, like, Nazis are bad. You don't really see them out. Like, they exist, but we all don't like them. You know where you see them? You know where you see them all the time? Where they're out and about all the time now? Elon Musk's website. That's where you see them.
Oh, yeah.
That's where you see Nazis constantly. That's where you see people say, Hitler was right. And it'll have like 70,000 likes on it. Like, with a picture of Adolf Hitler. Like, that's a major social media platform. And it's owned by Elon Musk, the guy who just gave the Nazi salute. Like,
and you know what? Also, if you're like trolling, and he's like, oh, I just knew you guys would get triggered and all that kind of stuff.
No.
It's like, yeah.
He's not even
because what? But even then, it's like all of this is like, oh, you can't do anything. And it's like, you get accused of running a white supremacist website and you do an arm gesture that resembles the most famous, iconic, like fascistic, white supremacist signal that you can possibly give in modern, like Eurocentric American history.
Yeah.
That is like the most that is fascism. That's what you think when you see that salute.
Yeah.
You think of Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
It is just born into all of our culture. And if you don't realize that, then you're fucking stupid.
Yeah. Then you
you're a
shouldn't be on
stupid
this
person.
stage.
Absolutely. You don't deserve it because you're a white supremacist or you're just really dumb.
Yeah.
And I don't want you in charge of the government.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't even want you in charge of those $300 billion worth of capital that you said that you are in charge of. Like,
yeah, how could you possibly deserve that? How could you be an innovator if you can't figure out that look a Nazi salute?
Yeah.
You whatever. Come after someone with Asperger's? I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah,
anything. It is not shaming when it comes to
that's what I
this
stopped myself
fucking
from before.
Idiot person. I don't care.
Calling him an
this is
autistic
Elon Musk.
freak.
And who cares? You know what? Oh, so if the Nazi doctor was autistic, then we'd cut him some slack for putting a cat in a pregnant woman? I don't fucking think so. Fuck this guy. I don't care what his brain does or doesn't do. He can go fuck himself. He's a fucking thin-skinned little dick bitch who's gonna ruin our world even worse, all for his own personal nothingness gain. He's such a fucking awkward dork.
Oh,
God.
Yeah.
And you know what I've heard about Hitler? When he was around people and not giving speeches, he was an awkward fucking dork too.
Really?
So they got that in common too. Yes, that he was like,
Weird. Why do you know so
I
much
don't know,
about Hitler?
kind of like
It's kind of weirding me out, man.
Reddit.
No. Yeah. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, I know about it from Twitter. No.
I think it was because he was like maybe a drug addict or something, or did a bunch of meth.
A huge
and stuff.
speed
That
freak.
can make people weird.
Yep.
That's what I mean.
A lot of Nazis were, but yeah, he was a big speed freak. Which makes me, I always thought it was funny thinking about Hitler as a speed freak because of like not only just you being weird, you being off-putting, you can't eat pudding anymore, you're off of it completely. But just being weird and off-putting.
Yeah.
But also just thinking of Hitler do it like just late night weird freaky sessions, like trying to find someone up to like hang out with or something like that, and like, oh come on, like I just want to talk and stuff like
People
that.
are
Like, oh, this fucking guy,
Adolf,
you're so weird. I don't want to be around you. You're like
so
you make it awkward, like, and then he like starts touching me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he like wants to touch my arm, and he's all too high. I'm like, just go to bed,
good.
dude. It's not right.
Not pleasant.
I don't even know what it was. It was just like pure amphetamine, probably. They just gave it to the soldiers too, I think. But
that's how they were so successful.
Oh, that's what I'm missing. This is pure amphetamine.
Mm-hmm.
You
can get a lot done. Tell you what.
Yeah, I could also become a
head bonk to individuals.
But then
I was exposed as doing a giant fraud.
So that was what happened to me. So.
Oh my God. I just been having this New York Post article. I had one pulled up that it's another interesting thing. We mentioned this before. The New York Post, sometimes they'll write some things and then not have a comment section for things that might seem like, well, this one, it was about immigration. It was like, damn, this is sad. Like about, it's like migrants weeping because the app that you use to like set up your appointments.
Yeah,
it went dark, and then everyone who was in line
had a
for
future
it
appointment
said it was canceled. And the article is just like very kind of straightforward, and from a perspective of like these pictures of like these people just sobbing and like all of this. There are no comments. There's not a comment section available on that, which is like an interesting thing.
Humanizing.
And then this other one CBS Mornings host Gayle King slammed after noting lack of people of color at Trump's inauguration. And of course, it's like, people. She's like, I noticed
the
that
race card.
Yeah, of course, that's the attitude. It's like,
yeah,
blah, blah,
no
blah.
one else noticed it.
I saw a comment that was like, damn, like someone had said, under Trump's first term, black unemployment was reduced. He did so much for the black community, whatever. Then a comment under this, it's just like, yeah, they appreciate nothing, just takers.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, damn, like right there, just like top comments. You guys are just waiting for this. There's a lot of interactions. There's hundreds of likes on these New York Post comment section comments where they get to slam a black woman for saying almost everyone in this room is white, which is true.
Yeah.
You look at this picture and it's like
do with that information what you will. And they're like, you know what I will do? Be racist about it.
Yeah.
About you
said,
in particular. It's like I saw it yesterday.
Commentator. The fact is that the fact that this is the first thing you're looking for is exactly why this guy is about to be inaugurated again. And it's like,
I don't think so.
And also it's like, yeah, how horrible would it be for people to look for people that look like themselves, like how we have like all this representation for like, would be nice to see like, it's like nice to see women. So little girls can be like, wow, I can grow up to be a, morally bankrupt corporate Democrat or whatever. Yeah. But, I can grow up to be president or whatever.
10% of the feeling that you get when you freak out and scream DEI just because a Disney princess isn't your color anymore. And you don't see yourself represented. And you're like, you don't see yourself up there on the screen. And you're like, where are the white people? It's like, gee whiz. Oh, wow. Yeah. How are you feeling in that moment? Because you really freaked out. You freaked the fuck out and you went on your keyboard and you went online and started being racist and shitting your pants and poo-poo and pee-peeing your diaper.
Like an actual history of oppression to back up your feelings of lack of representation being a problem,
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Those kind of communities seem to handle it a lot better than you, pee-pee poo-poo diaper girl.
Exactly. Speaking of... Pee-pee poo-poo boo-boo Bennett is back on the internet. She came back, and it's so funny.
What a loser.
She a gun girl, and she posted on Twitter. She said, I'm back. It's been like 2 years or
and
something like that.
Immediately,
what?
A diarrhea flow of poop pictures, I bet.
Or it's been like 5 years, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, I'm back. Yeah, it's a GIF. But, with a picture of her, and she said that she took a break. She had 2 kids in 5 years, and now she's back to do her thing again. And
she's back, baby.
Every reply was about her pooping her pants. Every single one. I was like, you thought you could be gone for 5 years and people are just going to forget? As soon as I saw her face, I was like, let's go. Everything's going to be about shitting your pants. Everything was about shitting your pants.
Will never forget when I saw that picture. I mean, like, I have that image of her poop in my brain. Like, it's like burned there forever. Like, truly, I mean, in a way I could almost admire the lack of shame. I could not. How could I face a nation after everyone see me shit my pants, literally face down drunk
now,
with a bunch of shit?
Makes me think of her on Face the Nation about it. What was that on like CBS, right? Or something, Face the Nation. Yeah. But you know what? And I could be, she's always denied that. And
I bet.
I could... Yeah, geez, I wonder why. But
you little poopy bitch.
But I mean, I could be convinced if something happened. It's like, man, I could be convinced if something could be proven that, damn, it wasn't her. But I wouldn't care. I'd be like, so what? You suck. You stink.
Yeah.
I'm going to believe that you literally stink too.
Because you pooped your pants. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
like,
you know what? Even if you said it, even if it was proven, it's like, I would still call you a poopy girl.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still going to like troll you because you suck. And you could just stay off
your
of
views,
Twitter and
change your views and be helpful and empathetic. And I will go to bat for you and say, you know what? That wasn't proven and that's not her. But
Yeah.
you seem to have doubled down over years. You stink, Slider.
You gross, girl. You know what? They say, like, the outside reflects your inside, and I think you were doing a little of both, girl.
You took the inside, you put it outside, and made sure that
you showed us
it
what
was
you're made of,
reflected out
truly.
to the world
Yeah.
for everyone to see. And everyone said,
Not good.
oh boy. And they said, because the outside reflected the inside. And they said, you know what you are?
It's because you're an honorless, lying little turd.
Nice.
Woo! It's
We're back, baby.
yeah. Okay. Oh boy.
I'm sorry, inane blather. I'm not the best at living my life.
Oh, that's that's what I mean to tell everyone. That's what I've been doing.
Our pets' heads are falling off!
Oh, I hate that I didn't cut off the end of that. So, let's cut this one early. I've just I wanted to get all this
bye.
out. Toot, toot. Yeah, and just say we love you.
Suicide is badass.
No.
And also
I will go to bed sleeping every night! I will go to bed sleeping every night knowing I did the right thing for this show! I did the right thing for Decker! I did the right thing for me! You go f*** yourself!
You look like Darth Vader. With your hair.
for whoever doesn't watch the video and just listens to it, that was hilarious. So check us out on YouTube. Inane Blather.
Fast forward to the 46-minute mark.
No, if you check us out on YouTube, please watch 60 seconds so it counts towards it, or 30 seconds, whatever it is. Counts towards your view count. But
does it count if you skip those 10 seconds forward?
no.
Damn.
But yeah, you know.
You do that again, I'm going to come over there and physically assault you with this champagne bomb and break it over your stupid Joker face.
You know what I need to do though? I need a new theme song.
Mm-hmm. So submit your submissions for a new theme song.
No,
none of these dorks could do it.
No, I'm not gonna have someone show me up like that and then use their theme song. Absolutely not. Someone would write something much better than I.
Well, that's their fault for submitting it then.
That's that's communism, and I'd be like, I need validation here. I am in serious need of validation here because I got to.
Because I have some very personal shit to talk about. If you interrupt me again, I swear to God, you will be paying for it for a long time.
Yes. Okay. Nice. But is there anything else that you want to bring up? Was there anything on the New York Post? There's just too much going on. No.
We should cut it short. We made it. This is a good way of, getting out our feelings. It's been a tough day, like we said. It's a horrible day. This is a horrible day for America. This is a horrible day for the world. Truly, it's like, what a fucking joke. It's gross,
one thing in
really unhappy.
2017, but this is way worse. This is way worse.
Not good. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
And we can just all, come together in our communities and show the support we have. There's a lot of solidarity out there. There's a lot of anti-Trump, folks, and I think that we have to remember that. We have to support our local, communities. If you have local measures, get it. Like I said before the show, my work, working with electoral reform has been very rewarding, and it's been able to I'm not ignoring what's going on at a federal level, but I'm doing stuff for my more immediate community.
Right.
It feels more real, and it feels good. So look up some organizations and something that's how I've talked to a bunch of supporters, and I'm like, how did you find out about us? They're like, well, I just wanted to do something. I Googled, I found you guys, volunteer for an organization. That's a great way to meet like-minded people, and that's very motivating, very inspiring to be surrounded by people who are also not giving up and just giving in. There's always going to be people out there fighting against injustice, and you can find those people, you can be a part of those people. then you can do it for like an hour a week. You know, people need some help phone banking. People need some help, whatever. Just get plugged in to an organization in your community. It really does feel good to do some stuff like that. And
or call, I mean, even just calling your local Democrat and saying, I'm watching you. Like,
totally.
Like, come on.
You can do that.
You better do something.
And you can look for...
This is literally
local...
the only thing that makes Democrats radical is Trump getting elected. So use your time wisely, please, Democrats. I was just
get plugged into your local Democrat group, and those people, they know probably your state reps. They know your legislators, you know, in your state. So you can really get, like, you know, building a voice and building these things where your legislators are going to be like, this is like in the air, you know, I got to be doing something. I got to be, you know, it really does help. And those places have resources that can connect you into, like, plug you into the places that you need to be really effective and give you, like, the opportunity to, you know about bills being introduced and blah, 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 blah. So you can be like, hell no, or hell yes, or whatever.
And Natalie,
so get on a mailing list.
It was official. Natalie, the organization she works for, has a bill in the Washington State House of Representatives. It was just submitted. True. She is a part of legislation HB 1448. So congratulations. And we're proud of you.
16 sponsors on that bill, and that's for some electoral reform sort of measures here in the state of Washington. Laying groundwork and blah, 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 blah. And it is cool. Stuff can be done. It is nice also to be doing something, you know, like, because the mundane parts of doing something are kind of nice, where you're like a little bit like in it, you know, so you're not quite just everything like super abstract and idealistic and all that kind of stuff, which is good and important, but like just being in and seeing how stuff gets done and all those things is like for sure. What a cesspool. And
if you see ice,
you know,
just yell loud, make a distraction, and yell La Migra. Yell it. That's what you do. Everyone remember.
Yeah.
That's what you yell. La Migra. You don't have to roll your R if you don't want to. Everyone will know.
Yeah.
Everyone
works. Who it matters to will know.
Oh, yeah. It works very well. But anyway.
And, so with that, solidarity, comrades. We'll get through this. It'll all be okay.
Yeah.
So
how do I possibly figure out this impossible riddle? Thank you, life, you asshole.
That's our new ending.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. Yeah. Okay,
right.
Love you.
Love you,
and
bye.
Aaron Brown and Danae and everybody. Okay, bye.
Shout out.
Bye.
Yeah, shout out. Bye.